Welcome to the FWOT Show on the Coil Entertainment Network. I'm Rob Steele, that's Jesus Jones in the background, and it's time for your irregularly scheduled program that is most reassuring in its claim that this is the show that lets you know that if it feels as though the world has lost its mind, you're right, it has. Want some evidence of that? How about a speech from Michelle Bachmann? Because she's sane. She said this past week that every archaeological find in the history of the world proves that the Bible is true. Which I have to admit confuses the crap out of me because, dinosaurs are an archaeological find. And they weren't in the Bible. Or Machu Picchu, which was a spectacular find, a really interesting city. Look it up. I don't know how to spell it, but hey, Google will help. That's not in the Bible either. So it makes me wonder, could every archaeological find not have anything to do with the Bible at all whatsoever? I think this might just be one of those figments of Michelle Bachmann's mind, thus proving the world has, in fact, lost its. Moving on. The whole take a knee thing has gone international now. There's a team in Germany where they play football. Real football. We call it soccer. Football makes more sense because they use their feet. Now, granted, I think every sport uses their feet at some point. But, seriously, look at soccer and go, yeah, it should be called football, and American football should be called pointless at this point since you can't tackle anyone anymore, but I digress. They did start the whole let's take a knee during the national anthem to bring up the whole police brutality thing against everybody, I think, really. Although African Americans in particular, fine. Now it has moved over to Germany, where a team called Hertha Berlin, I didn't name it, but I know what city it's in. You can guess. They decided to take a knee during their national anthem in support of the National Football League. That's right. Germany is on the side of the NFL. And you know what the Germans said about it? It's a good idea. If things like that happen, they should be brought to the attention of everyone and stopped. I'm still waiting for Trump to have kittens over this, though, because you know he's going to. But that's not the only interesting thing out of the world of sports this week, and I apologize for mispronouncing these names. But there was a boxing standoff. You know the standoff. They have them before every boxing match where they have the press conference and the two boxers face each other and they get in each other's faces and they look angry and, ooh, I'm going to get you looks. And sometimes they break into fights. This one didn't. This was between boxer Michaela Lauren and Cecilia Brackenhaus. See? German. It all ties together. During this particular stare down, where they got really close and looked really intimidating at each other, Michaela just decided to kiss Cecilia right there on the lips. Cecilia reacted with a reflexive slap to the face before realizing, hang on a minute, she just kissed me? What? What just happened? I thought that was funny because, yeah, you're not going to get that between Mike Tyson and anyone, are you? No. But in the, wait, what? I don't get it category, we're going to move on to tech news. See, the show's moving fairly quickly this week and it's not going to be that long, but you'll find some interesting things about it. We all know about Russia meddling in the last election and meddling on Facebook and YouTube and Twitter. Here's one that was found out, but no one's really sure why, because it doesn't make any sense, really. It has to do with the online sensation Pokemon Go. That's right, Russia got involved with Pokemon. Here's what they did. They told players on Facebook and through Twitter and everything to name a particular Pokemon they have after a police brutality victim's name. Then to find the Poke Gym, If you don't know what that is, just go along with the story. You'll catch on. Find the Poke Gym near the particular crime scene that you named your Pokemon after. Capture the gym. Make a screenshot of your Pokemon owning the gym and then email it to a particular email address. And they will send you gift cards of $25, $75, or $100 good at Amazon. Which sounds confusing. Why is Russia doing this? No one's been able to figure that part out yet. Also, it doesn't seem like anyone's bothered to do it either. So if you have done it and you're listening to this show, seriously, email me and let me know if you got your gift card. It's just weird. Kind of like this next bit, which is going to sound fairly innocuous at first, but then you have to twist it a little bit and it's going to sound really weird. One of Finland's biggest airlines, Finnair, had the final voyage of Flight 666 from Copenhagen, Denmark, to Finland's Helsinki Airport, which is abbreviated HEL. It took to the skies at 1 p.m. this past Friday. Or you can phrase it as Finnair's final voyage of Flight 666 from Copenhagen to Hell took place on the 13th hour of this past Friday, October the 13th. Now, come on. That's too synergetic to not pass along. Isn't it? It kind of works. Unlike, let's say, the following headlines. Now, the first headline I came across purely by accident. Someone brought up the city of Ashburn and said it like, yes, that took place in Ashburn, da-da-da-da-da, and on with the conversation. That part is irrelevant. What stuck in my head was, where the hell is Ashburn? Am I supposed to know where Ashburn is? So I looked it up. Ashburn is in Virginia. And the biggest headline they have there this week, on the internet, you can look this up, Ashburn 2017 Halloween Sex Offender Safety Map. Now that strikes me as an odd headline, because does this mean these are the places where sex offenders are and you're supposed to stay away from them? And that does make sense. Or, which it sounds more like the way they phrased it here, is this the place where sex offenders can go on Halloween and safely abduct children, or whatever they do? It isn't, that's kind of what it sounds like, isn't it? Anyway, other headlines that were put together this week in ways they should not have been put together, combining the whole Harvey Weinstein incident with all the sexual assault and rape and everything that goes along with that, combining that with the hurricanes, in this case, the one that struck Houston recently. Consecutive headlines on ABC.com read, Bob Weinstein insists business is continuing. Headline number 2, inmates donate more than $53,000 to Harvey relief. Harvey Weinstein is getting relief from inmates? Because that's really what it looks like. Don't put these headlines together. Proofread, people. But where exactly are inmates getting $53,000 to donate to anybody? I'm just asking. I do not know. But you see, admitting you don't know something is much better than making crap up. And who does that better than our president? Which leads me to a new segment of the show, and the segment is called, Which is a Bigger Sign of Incompetency? Number 1. Donald Trump claims that Iran had multiple violations of their nuclear power agreement. Why is that a sign of incompetency? Because everyone else on the planet says they didn't. Trump made it up. Number 2. Donald Trump, despite being President of the United States of America, drops 92 spots in the world's richest list. I didn't know it had 92 spots in it. That sounds funny, really. Number 3. Donald Trump didn't know the name of the fallen soldier whose mother he was speaking to, nor was he aware that Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama actually went to meet the parents of the soldiers who were killed in Niger recently. Now, the reason I say all this is Trump said to the woman whose son was just killed, that, no, you don't get to have an open casket ceremony, and, well, he knew what he was getting into. What a shame, what a shame. Really? You just said that to a grieving mother. Really? And he also followed that up with, I made phone calls to the family members. Yeah, some, not all. We'll get to that in a minute. As opposed to previous presidents who didn't do a thing. Hillary Clinton wasn't the president, and she went and stood next to Barack Obama, who was there when the bodies were brought back, and they met face to face with the families, as opposed to some jackass who went and played golf. Yeah, this goes along with another story that's not quite in the same category, but it goes back to the father of a slain U.S. Army corporal who said that Donald Trump offered him $25,000 over the phone while expressing his condolences. However, Chris Baldridge, the father in question of Army Corporal Dylan Baldridge, hasn't seen a thing. I consider this to be one of those campaign promise things, like, I'm never going to go on vacation, nor will I ever play golf again. And what has he done, every weekend? Played golf. Meanwhile, back at the signs of incompetency, number 4, and this could be number 1. I'm going to let you decide. Donald Trump said he met with the president of the Virgin Islands. Donald Trump is the president of the Virgin Islands. So I'm wondering, does that mean we have a schizophrenic president? And can we impeach him for that? For not being mentally able or competent to do the job? You let me know. Contact me through the website, thefwotshow.com. There's buttons for Facebook and Twitter. Or you can contact me through email, rob@thefwotshow.com. And you know what? Go to the website anyway. Subscribe to the show through iTunes or the Google Play Store or wherever you happen to have found the show, because the show is irregularly scheduled and you never know when it's going to pop up. I could have another one tomorrow. I doubt it, but I could. Depends on what happens later in the day. You know what? Don't forget to check out the show on YouTube as well, because there is a video version. No, you don't look at me the whole time. I make it prettier than that. What else can you want in a news show? You know what? Also check out the Coil Entertainment Network shop, where you can get hats and t-shirts and sometimes even coffee mugs that go to support the Coil Entertainment Network. And I figure, yeah, that helps me out financially, and it gets you stuff too. You're getting shows and clothes or coffee mugs or whatever. See, that's cool. It's not just a donate money thing. Of course, if you want to donate money, I'm not going to turn it down. I am, however, going to leave you with some health news that I wouldn't have thought needed to be said. I'm wrong. It apparently needed to be said because I didn't realize this was a thing until the article was circulated this past week, and it came from so many sources, because I thought originally this has to be a joke. It's not. I would have thought that the information was fairly obvious, because I have a brain, and apparently some people don't. But I don't have the particular part that the doctors are warning about in this medical news. Doctors are warning women now that cleaning out their vaginas with a peeled cucumber, wow, it's a bad idea. Don't do that. It could actually upset the natural pH balance and put you at a greater risk of infections. So yeah, if you really feel the need to use a cucumber, put a condom on it first. I don't know. That's just the weirdest health news I have come across in a very long time. And I have now given you health news to keep everyone's vagina safe. And that is something I would like everyone to do. Be safe until next episode. I'm going to go, I think I'm going to go throw away the cucumber in the fridge just in case. See you next time.